Live from WKYC Studios, this is 3 News at 11 with Russ Mitchell and Alina Lai.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with video of an emotional plea from Today's Show anchor Savannah Guthrie for the safe return of her mother.
84-year-old Nancy Guthrie has not been seen since last Saturday. Police believe she was taken from her Tucson home against her will. Here is an extended portion of what her children, Savannah, Annie, and Cameron, posted on Instagram tonight.
She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive. She needs it not to suffer. We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us. Mommy, if you are hearing this, you are a strong woman. You are God's precious daughter, Nancy. We believe and know that even in this valley, He is with you. Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere. We will not rest. Your children will not rest until we are together again. We speak to you every moment, and we pray without ceasing, and we rejoice in advance for the day that we hold you in our arms again. We love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
We love you, Mom. Stay strong.
We love you, Mom. We love you.
Tonight, there are reports of increased police activity at the home of Nancy Guthrie, but investigators continue to say they have no suspects, nor do they have a person of interest in the case. We'll bring you the latest on the investigation as it becomes available.
Don't do nothing. This has been going on since Friday. I'm the one cleaned up. I tried to clean up, but it's so cold in there. I'm freezing.
Also tonight, frustrated residents at an apartment building in Cleveland say they've been living in deplorable conditions with no heat, no hot water, and no lights for some time.
They tell us management won't fix the problems, and they're calling on city leaders to help.
Our Sia New Yorker has been digging through this and joined us here in the studio with what she's learned. Sia, good evening.
Good evening, Russ and Lena. Now, this all started when one of the residents from Park 85 showed up here to 3 News and told us she was down to her last $12 from living in a hotel because her apartment hasn't had heat or hot water for almost a week. So me and photojournalist Bailey Lustig went to see what she was talking about. A warning as you enter the Park 85 building at 85th and Superior in Cleveland's Huff neighborhood.
Be careful. Rats before coming up.
What happened?
Be careful. Yeah.
What's there?
If the rats be falling.
Rats?
Look, as big as rats.
Girl, what?
It's one in the ceiling in the room.
And as Annika Shepard led us inside her apartment, things only got worse.
This almost fell on my head. It was raining from here. You see, I got a fireplace because it ain't no heat. And my pot's over there on the stove because I had to keep it warm with the pots of water.
When you called maintenance, what did they tell you?
It ain't their problem. They was here. I showed them. They took pictures and said, it's not my problem. And they left.
And then this resident on the second floor tells me she's sick and tired. You're telling me you're heating your apartment right now.
From the oven.
From the oven.
From the oven.
How long has this been going on?
A month for the oven. Maybe we just had our pot. We just been in the dark for 3 months.
Y'all been in the dark?
On and off, on and off, on and off.
There are no lights in here?
It's lights, but today. Today, October, November, December, we had no light.
Park 85 is HUD subsidized housing, and residents told us they have a hard time reaching anyone to get help. 3 News tried to track down the property manager, Adam Kuglison, to the address listed on this notice. But when we showed up, it was this UPS business located on Detroit Road in Rocky River. When we called his cell phone, no answer. A spokesman for the city of Cleveland tells me inspectors cited Park 85 landlords last month.
We cited them, and we didn't cite them for just 1, just 2, 13, 20, 21. We cited them for 26 violations right here. I mean, we're talking 4 pages of violations.
But there are 5 different addresses listed for the LLC, 3 of them out of state.
They're the scum of the scum. They're the worst of the worst. And quite frankly, they're no better than the rats that are infesting these people's places. I just don't know how people like this can live with themselves, that own these LLCs, how they can look themselves in the mirror every single day, live with themselves, and say this is okay for people to live in.
In the meantime,
I'm freezing. That's why
your nose is running.
I'm sick because, did you see my heaters? I got heaters in here. I have to be in one room because it's so cold. Even in the bathroom, I got a heater. I can't even use the toilet. It's so cold. I can't even use the bathroom.
I'm so sorry.
I can't even go to a shelter. I got $12. I can't even stay at the hotel no longer because I'm out of money.
February 20th is the deadline for those landlords to fix these violations, or city leaders say they will prosecute and they'll do their best to get restitution in court for the residents and their out-of-pocket expenses. Now, this obviously is a story that we care deeply about here at 3 News, and there is so much more to come as we work to get those residents help. Lena?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sia.
Thank you.
And 3 News Investigates also learned Cleveland's Building and Housing Department inspected the apartment complex just last month. Records show there are 38 units inside. 10 of them failed an inspection on January 13th and were cited for problems ranging from crumbling ceiling tiles to rodents and bed bugs.
New tonight, the Elyria School Board held a meeting this evening to lay out a $9 million budget cut proposal.
It comes as the district deals with a major shortfall after 2 levies failed last year. The proposed cuts could mean layoffs, fewer programs, and scaled back student services. Tonight, students spoke up about how these changes could impact them.
I've been in almost every club here. I've tried to attempt to do every sport from wrestling all the way to cheer. It's kind of scary to think that the thing you've spent your entire high school career pouring into and building up can be taken away.
1% cut in.
The school board only introduced the proposal tonight. A vote has not yet been scheduled.
We want to tell you about something cool that slid into place here at WKYC. With the Winter Olympics kicking off Friday in Italy, our ice desk is officially in place.
Yep, crews put it together this afternoon, and with temperatures around 20 degrees, hey, it was a perfect day to break it in. We'll be checking in throughout the games, bringing live medal updates, athlete spotlights, and ceremony highlights as long as it does not melt.
That is true. Meteorologist Jessica Van Meter is live out there right now to give us a first look at the weather. Hi, Jessica.
Hey there, guys. Yes, I don't think this guy is in danger of melting anytime soon. It is definitely safe in our bitterly cold temperatures out here. But yes, very nice accessory that we now have, a nice prop out here as we look out towards a very frozen Lake Erie. The thermometer here, we were trying to see if this was just frozen at 20 degrees from earlier this afternoon, because it definitely feels a lot colder than that out there right now. But either way, we are colder here than they were in Milan, Turin, and in fact, most of the locations even in the Alps where they're having the Olympics going on. So our temperature is very cold. Check out the almanac from today. We only made it to 20 degrees for our highs this afternoon. 11 was the low this morning. Average low is 22 degrees. We didn't even make it to that. Never mind the average high of 37 degrees. So we're going to try to do a little better, especially as we get into next week. In the meantime, our temperature is still struggling out there. We are down into the single digits for many locations. Still holding on to 15 according to this, or downtown Cleveland. Down to 3 out towards Elyria. Worcester is that cold spot at -2 right now. So temperatures are going to drop into the single digits. We're very cold to start things off tomorrow morning. Not much of a wind, so not much of a wind chill factor. Still going to be very cold tomorrow. Chance for a stray flurry or two. Temperatures probably ending up similar to today in the low 20s. That next weather impact alert is going to be Friday for us. That's going to bring our potential for some widespread snow chances. Accumulating snow is going to be likely there. We'll also get a brief being the main word, jump in our temperatures on Friday. We'll talk more about all that coming up.
All right, Jessica, come on in. We'll see you here in the studio in just a bit. Thanks.
Tonight, a suspect is in custody after an hours-long SWAT standoff ended with a house fire in Akron. Our Danielle Wiggins was on the scene all day and has the latest.
The suspect has been identified as 35-year-old Tristan Dent, and U.S. Marshals say that he was barricaded for much of the day, for hours, in this home behind me that, as you can see, has extensive fire damage. 3 News cameras were rolling this afternoon as Dent was pulled from the home, placed on a stretcher, and loaded into an ambulance. I'm told Akron SWAT, they arrived just after 8 this morning to assist U.S. Marshals. Police say Dent was armed and inside the home with a young boy under the age of 5 who thankfully made it out safely. Officers then used an irritant similar to tear gas to force Dent out. Shortly after, a fire started in the home, and right now, investigators say they don't know what started it.
What I can tell you is that the chemical munitions and the way that they're manufactured are to not be flammable, which is why we use them in residential settings like this. So it's possible that, the suspect could have either set something on fire in the home or something inside the home caught fire by accident.
U.S. Marshal Pete Elliott released the following statement this afternoon, which reads in part, "This is the 3rd investigation closed this week by the NOVFTF, which is the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force, for fugitives wanted for over a year. And this should be yet another reminder that the U.S. Marshal Service will not stop until their fugitive is caught." Marshals say that once the fire was put out, they were able to search the home and they found Dent in the basement hiding behind a fake wall. He was taken into custody without incident. In Akron, Danielle Wiggins, 3 News.
Still ahead tonight, Super Bowl safety. How the Coast Guard is ramping up security around this weekend's big game in Santa Clara.
But first, Nick is here with a check of sports. Hi.
Hi, Lena. Coming up in sports, the NBA trade deadline is looming. Will the Cavs do anything else before 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon? And how about Cleveland State going for 5 in a row tonight? We've got your highlights from Woodling Gym in about 10 minutes.
We are now less than 2 days away from the start of the Winter Olympics in Italy.
The opening ceremony is set for Friday at Milan San Siro Stadium. And to kick things off with some extra energy, looky there. Snoop Dogg made a big entrance at a Team USA welcome event, cheering on U.S. Olympic snowboarders. He's also Team USA's first honorary coach and shared a message of motivation with the athletes.
We have the Olympics, it's what brings the world together. So you guys as athletes, y'all got a big mission at hand. It's not just winning your events or coming to, to put on a great performance, but it's the status of showing the world what love looks like.
Today, Snoop carried the Olympic flame through the streets just 25 miles from Milan.
Also, our guy, Cuz David Greenberg, is also at Italy. He'll be there throughout the games, bringing us live reports on air and on the WKYC app. From the opening ceremony to the sights and sounds and the Northeast Ohio athletes to watch. Of course, you can catch the action right here on Channel 3 beginning Friday.
And as the Olympics get ready to begin in Italy, security is ramping up here at home ahead of the Super Bowl in Santa Clara this Sunday.
The Coast Guard will play a key role protecting fans, players, and the waterways around the game. At a news conference today, Coast Guard leaders said there are no credible safety threats, but extra security measures will be in place.
We have an increased presence on the waterways, so we're doing multiple patrols along the several piers. We have a bunch of additional shoreside personnel, so they'll be staged at different piers throughout the city.
The Super Bowl is set for 6:30 this Sunday. NBC's coverage, however, begins at 1. You can watch the game right here on WKYC.
All right, Jessica's back inside. Warmer now.
With some hat hair, but
Yes.
that's okay.
No,
That's
look
the
beautiful.
sacrifice that we make. And yes, my fingers and legs are thawing very slowly.
You know, we were wondering if that ice desk might melt a little bit. No.
Not until next week.
Okay.
There's really
Oh, so
no
we have some time.
chance.
Great.
There's really no chance of it melting. I know, I heard that the bets were taken the last time there was an ice desk. I want to get in on that action.
Okay.
My money is going to be next weekend. That we
right.
see like at least some cracks or like it falling apart. On stipulations, we'll have to discuss that in greater detail. But yeah, we got some cold temperatures that are still going to be heading our way. We do have that weather impact alert for Friday. That's going to bring our next chance for briefly warmer temperatures. We'll get close to the freezing mark, probably not enough to melt any of the ice or snow that's really out there, at least not efficiently. But we're also going to have some widespread snow that returns on Friday. That's our bigger concern for Friday. We're going to expect some slick road conditions to develop. Some slowdowns certainly likely, particularly for those morning and evening commutes and any evening plans that you might have. General estimates about 2 to 4 inches for most of us. Some locally higher totals could certainly be possible where we get some help from the lake or we get some heavier snowfall rates. And then we get another push of some very cold Arctic air in time for the weekend. So those temperatures near the freezing mark are going to be very, very brief and really just kind of confined to Friday afternoon. So if you miss those temperatures right around freezing, you want to make a point to step outside sometime Friday afternoon. Right now, we've got some quiet conditions across downtown Cleveland. We've had some clearing, some light winds as we've gone through the evening hours. So that's allowed our temperatures to cool off very efficiently. We're sitting at 11 degrees out towards Hopkins right now. And then we have some single digits and even some negatives down towards areas like Worcester. So it is going to be a chilly night out there. That clearing was nice for some really great sunsets earlier this evening. But again, those mostly clear skies for right now are going to allow those temperatures to continue to drop. So it is going to be a very chilly night out there with temperatures in the single digits. We will work on increasing clouds a little bit tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Winds are going to be very light, so we don't have much of a wind chill on top of those already cold temperatures. So that's the one good thing out there for tonight. Tomorrow is going to be pretty similar to today, especially in terms of our temperatures. We're only going to top out in the low 20s through the afternoon. We will keep some cloud cover around and just a slim chance to see a couple of flurries out there for tomorrow. Again, the bigger concern for snow is going to come on Friday. We get that widespread snow to return with that weather impact alert. So we'll walk through that National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. We're dry going into Thursday night. It's really as we get into Friday morning. The morning commute will start to see that snow arriving. So the later you head out in the morning, the more likely you are to encounter some of that snow on Friday. Snow is pretty abundant through the morning and even lingering through lunchtime. Notice our temperatures are already starting to improve. We do get those temperatures again very briefly through Friday afternoon, close to and maybe a couple degrees over the freezing mark for a few locations. It's going to be warmer than we've been in almost 3 weeks at that point. It's going to be quite a nice short window of time if you want to step out again. That's going to be your time. It's not going to last long. We are going to get the colder air to move in very quickly. We're going to watch this in particular, this round of snow that moves in towards the evening commute, your evening plans with some gusty winds. That could mean some low visibility and a few issues on the roadways. From there, we are going to worry about some very cold temperatures that head our way into the weekend behind that system. We'll look at that with that Union Home Mortgage forecast. Temperatures drop back into the single digits and even close to zero for those overnight lows throughout the weekend. Temperatures are much colder with teens, low double digits, as good as we do for Saturday and Sunday. And then as we get into next week, that's when we do start to improve. The middle part of the week in particular, by the time we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, upper 30s, close to 40. We'll keep a close eye on the desk as we get closer to that time frame.
I'm going to take that bet. I bet that ice desk is going to be around for a while, beyond next weekend.
Beyond next weekend? Okay.
All right.
We'll shake on it.
All right. Thank you.
Nick is back with sports next.
Here's a look at tomorrow's Carrier Comfort Index, sponsored by CarrierOhio.com. You make it home, we make it comfortable.
Now,
The Sports Report, sponsored by Wayside Furniture. Wayside in Akron, keeping it local since 1937.
Good Wednesday evening to you. We are halfway to the weekend. Cavaliers playing as we speak in Los Angeles against the Clippers. James Harden, the newest Cavalier, still feels weird to say. He's expected to suit up for the first time on Saturday in Sacramento. But some new Cavaliers in action tonight. Yeah, in La La Land, Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis, who they traded for over the weekend. Early on, Schroeder gets it going, drives, lays it in. I've always liked Dennis Schroeder. It's the second quarter right now. Cavs lead the Clippers 40-30. Again, that game is in progress. Now, we'll see if Kobe Altman and that Cavs front office have any more wheeling and dealing up their sleeves before tomorrow's 3 o'clock deadline. Earlier this evening, they traded Lonzo Ball and a pair of second-round picks to the Utah Jazz. This Cavs team, they are definitely going to have a different look to them, won't they? All right, to college basketball now. How about the Cleveland State Vikings looking for their 5th consecutive win tonight? Coach Rob Summers and the Vikings playing at Woodling Gym tonight, where they played in the 80s. It was a great environment. CSU was down by 10 at halftime, but they got hot in the second half. Jaden Lipscomb burying the triple to get the Vikings within 6. Later on, it's Trey Beard. He knocks down a 3-ball, one of 17 threes for Cleveland State tonight. That is a program record. They shot the lights out. The Vikings roar back to win 91-78. They've won 5 in a row. We were there. I spoke with Coach Rob Summers after the win.
These guys are resilient. You know, I challenged them. I said, guys, you guys aren't playing like representing Cleveland the right way. I said, this is a game between Cleveland and Detroit. We got to come out there with some intensity. We have to play our game. You know, we shoot a lot of threes. We missed some in the first half, but they're resilient, man. They really don't blink. They don't get frustrated when things don't go their way, and they keep fighting. And it's been seen by the teams. It's very, very fun to coach and to watch.
Suddenly, I mean, you're climbing up these standings now. I mean, there's a path to a 3-4 seed for this conference right now. I mean, all right, what's the goal? Is the goal, you know, get in the tournament, get hot? What are you telling guys?
Just being the best version of themselves, man, come February, come March. I still don't think we're playing our best basketball. That's the thing about it. You know, I've seen these guys play better than this. You know, and again, it's great to learn while you're winning. So that's the biggest thing for us. But again, I told these guys they can write their own history. They have a chance to be a special team. Again, they're hot right now, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, we predicted to still lose games. You know, when you look at these Kim Palm standings and all these things. So again, they have to go take what they deserve, and they've been doing a good job of doing that.
All right, the countdown is on to Super Bowl 60. You can watch it right here on NBC. A lot of Northeast Ohio connections we've been following, including defensive back Kobe Bryant of the Seattle Seahawks. He's had a great year, 4 interceptions for Seattle. He played high school football at Glenville. We caught up with his high school coach, Ted Ginn Sr.
With baby Kobe, stayed in the program, followed the system, and it took him this far. So, you know, that's exciting to see that, and we all happy, you know. It's just like, you know, it's just something good to see, and that's family.
That's your look at sports. Russ Mitchell and Lena Lai back to wrap things up after this.
News is back at 5 a.m.
We were joking. Tomorrow is National Weather Person's Evening.
Yes.
The same week as Groundhog Day.
Big week, right? Big weather week.
Not ironic at all. There's a reason we come second. We're the ones that matter.
That's
who cares about the groundhog.
Yeah, nobody's bitter here, then. Live
No.
on the Terminal Tower.
No strong opinions.
Red, white, and blue for a curling event, which is being held in downtown Cleveland. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Thank you for watching 3 News at 11 and making it Northeast Ohio's #1 newscast.